Welcome to Purple Nerd Channel, home for all those who geek out on all things Prince related. Well, it seems that the talk about Around the World in a Day being the next Super Deluxe edition to be released from the Prince estate has started up again, which I find a little odd as myself and a lot of other people are still basking in the glory of Diamonds and Pearls Super Deluxe edition, which was just released on October 27th. But that conversation about what's going to be the next Super Deluxe release, that conversation is going to be eternal. Around the World in a Day was released April 22nd, 1985, and was the first album to follow up the mega successful Purple Rain, which on its initial release sold over 17 million copies worldwide. Around the World in a Day sold 2 million copies on its initial release, which gave it the false title of being a failure. Even though it peaked at number 1 on Billboard's Top 200, number 4 on the R&B charts, and number 5 in the UK, plus it made it into the top 20 in 9 other countries. This would be the first album released under Prince's own record label, Paisley Park Records, which was distributed through Warner Brothers. Around the World in a Day produced 4 singles: Raspberry Beret, which peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Top 100 singles, number 3 on the R&B charts, and number 25 in the UK. Paisley Park, which was not released in the US, peaking at number 18 in the UK, and number 11 in Ireland. Pop Life, which peaked at number 7 on the Billboard Top 100 singles, number 8 on the R&B charts, and number 60 in the UK. And America, which peaked at number 46 on the Billboard Top 100 singles, and number 35 on the R&B singles. Videos were released for Raspberry Beret, Paisley Park, and America. None of these videos or singles were released until almost a month after the album was released, and there was also no tour to promote the album as well, aside from a few one-off shows in Minneapolis that Prince did, and 2 shows in France, one of which is where they record the video for America. All of this lack of promotion was per Prince's request, which, after the success of Purple Rain, Warner Brothers pretty much made anything that he requested a reality. Prince had actually started recording this project prior to the release of Purple Rain, and completed it just a little over a month after the Purple Rain tour started. Eager to get this new material out, Prince would actually perform a few of the songs off this project during the Purple Rain tour, especially during the end of the tour. Prince had planned on going into a new direction musically when he started this project, which was unbeknownst to Warner Brothers, who was banking on him doing basically a Purple Rain Part 2, because, let's be honest, if Warner Brothers had their way, they would have made Prince tour Purple Rain for like 2 years. He would have had to release like an expanded deluxe version of the album. They would have made him release a single for every song off the album with a video. They pretty much would have milked this thing for like 5 years, because that's what all the major labels did with any big hit record in the 80s. But for Prince, 10 months later, he was able to release this new project. And different from Purple Rain, it most certainly was. This album explores different sounds and musical elements, as Prince expands into different types of instruments like classical string arrangements and even Arabic percussion. The songwriting is whimsical and cryptic at times, and he still finds space in between those notes to bring that signature funk he is known for. Let's go ahead and take a trip and explore this project. We start off with the title track, Around the World in a Day. The song was originally recorded by David Coleman and Jonathan Melvoin, the brothers of Wendy and Lisa, members of the Revolution. Prince had given David some studio time as a birthday present. Prince was looking for some musical inspiration to lead him someplace that maybe he hadn't been yet, or to bring him back to someplace he had already been. When he heard their demo, he declared that this was exactly what he was looking for, so Prince reworked their demo, adding more instruments to the song and writing actual verses to the song, as originally it was just the chorus and a hook. This song would become the base that Prince would build off the rest of the songs to finish off this project with. So, funny story about this song in particular, when I was in 8th grade, I bought this album on cassette because I'm that old. Actually, I'm recording this on my birthday. I'm turning the big 45 today, so yeah, moving on those years. Anyway, so in 8th grade, I bought this on cassette. And when I would play this song, I liked the fact that the sound, the vocals and everything would actually like circulate around in a circle through the speakers. And it had this really cool effect. And I thought it was done on purpose, as it was called Around the World in a Day. And then I went and bought it on CD, and it didn't do that. Because then I figured out that, oh, it wasn't meant to do that. I just had a really crappy copy of a cassette that I bought from the store, and I'm kind of sad that that's not really how the song was recorded. We then go on to Paisley Park, which actually started off as an instrumental, with Prince adding lyrics to this song about a month later. The song was originally recorded by Prince by himself, adding Wendy and Lisa's background vocals later, as well as Novi Navag's violin skills. The song talks of a place of peace within one's heart and or soul. Condition of the Heart is the first song we get with no involvement from the revolution. The song is an emotional piece that describes the heartbreak of a lost relationship. The production is larger than life, and Prince really shows off his penmanship with the writing of this song.
Built like she was, she had the nerve to ask me if I planned to do her any harm.
Raspberry Beret was originally recorded in 1982 and for whatever reason was left off the 1999 album. He would rework the song in 1984, changing up the lyrics of the verses and re-recording it with the Revolution. The song would get another change about a month later when he added Novi Navag and David Coleman on strings to the song. The song is a funny tale about a not-so-bright young lady who has a wild spirit and shows Prince a really good time. The barn scene from Purple Rain that ended up on the cutting room floor was inspiration for one of the verses of the song. Tambourine is another song performed solely by Prince. It always amuses me how Prince can always take an ordinary object and find some way, somehow, find some sexual metaphor for it. And this song is another example of that, as he somehow finds a sexual nature in a musical instrument and uses that as a metaphor describing sexual exploration. Next is the politically charged America, which is performed with the Revolution, and there's actually a 21-minute long version of this song. This version was released on the 12-inch single, and the reason it's 21 minutes long is because Prince and the Revolution literally jammed until they ran out of tape. Pop Life is a song where Prince talks about different people in different scenarios, chasing that pop life, that empty abundance of life. Although Prince never confirmed it, Morris Day claims, and he has done it several times, that this song is actually about him. Another debatable discussion about this song is the end of the song and the crowd noise at the end, where you get to hear a crowd booing somebody and even saying at one time, "Throw the bum out." Many people for years claimed that it was a live snippet of when Prince got booed off stage at the Rolling Stones concert. But in reality, it's actually a sample from a library of sound effects. And this particular sample is called Prize Fight. Prince was actually interviewed in 1999 about this whole clip at the end and kind of asked why he did it, and he wasn't too sure and did not really give a solid answer. Continuing with the theme of chasing empty abundances, we have the song The Ladder. Prince tells a story of a king that has everything he could ever want or ever desire, but he still felt empty inside. That's when the king decides to go and search for a spiritual heaven and searches for the ladder that will get him to that heaven. In the Christian religion, the ladder is Jesus Christ. As in John 4:16, Jesus declares, "No one comes to the Father except through me." The song is performed with the Revolution and a full orchestra, which is conducted by Lisa and Wendy. These string arrangements were originally written and recorded for a song called Our Destiny, which was planned for the Purple Rain album but did not make the final cut. We close out with Temptation, as if the previous song wasn't epic enough, Prince just comes screaming into this blues riff with some of the most outrageous sexual commentary. Drenched in raging guitars, and vocally Prince doing things that do not seem even the least bit human, the song comes to a crashing end when God confronts Prince to tell him that he is wrong, and that he is confusing love with lust, and that he must change his ways or die from his sin. With this album having potential to be the next Super Deluxe release, you have to ask yourself, what could possibly be on the collection? Well, obviously the album itself would be remastered, which I'm pretty excited to hear a remastered version of the album just by itself. But of course we'd get remastered versions of all the B-sides and the singles and all their variations, and I would also like to have that 21-minute long version of America as well. Of course, we would have remastered versions of all the videos, and I would like to see them include For the Tears in Your Eyes, that video, because it was out the same time of this album. And as far as the songs themselves, let's go ahead and do what they did with the Diamonds and Pearls Super Deluxe, and let's go ahead and add Prince's demos of songs that he did for other people that were recorded during the recording of this album. And of course, we would have alternate takes of songs and songs that did not make it on the album, aka vault tracks. So as far as all of those types of songs, the list may go something like this. We would have All Day, All Night, which was recorded by Jill Jones, Sugar Walls, which was recorded by Sheena Easton, the Apollonia 6 songs, A Million Miles, Ooh She She Wah Wah, Some Kind of Lover, A Spanish Villa, Blue Limousine, which I'm really excited to hear Prince's cut of that song, and Happy Birthday Mr. Christian. The Sheila E. songs, Belle of St. Mark, Shortberry Straw Cake, which is an instrumental, so it'd probably just be the same song, but that was recorded during this time period, and Oliver's House. The family songs, High Fashion, Mutiny, Desire, and of course Screams of Passion. Then we would have Prince's song For the Tears in Your Eyes, the version that's on the album We Are the World, as well as the video version of the song. Then of course we have to have the 1982 version of Raspberry Beret, and I think having David Coleman's demo version of Around the World in the Day would be pretty cool to add that on as well. And then of course we would have vault tracks like Maserati, Lisa, Feline, and BMW, which I think all in all will be a really nice collection. If there's anything else that you all could think of that you would like to see on that collection, please go ahead and leave a comment down below about that. In the meantime, please like and share this video, and as always, please subscribe to the channel, and if you would like, please consider joining Patreon. I'll have a link for that and all the other social medias down below. I'll see you in the next episode where I go and open up Prince's vault to explore an album that was by allegedly a group, but it was really just Prince and another person. And until that next episode, I wish you heaven.